Okay, I think, oh yeah, I've been alive for 12 seconds. Good times. One of these days I'm going to figure this out. So this is a walkthrough for the Stay in School Kids case study. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where to get the data on Schoology, and then I'm going to do a uh, walkthrough in Excel, in SPSS, and then Excel. So first, you get the data. If you go to the course website, you scroll down to the bottom here, there's a data tab. And here are the two files. Stay in School Kids, the SPSS version is .sav, and the Excel version is .xlsx. You'll need to download one of these, but you don't need to download both of them. So let's start with SPSS. I've already downloaded it and opened it. So here we are. Here's the data. So I asked you, the first thing I want you to do is to make pick a 5-year range of ages. So I will do that. So I'm going to go to the data, select cases, and I'm going to go age. No, this actually doesn't matter. If condition is satisfied, if. Now I'll put age. Let's say age is greater than 18 and age is less than 24. So actually, let's make those greater than equals. Greater equal 18, less than equal to. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. That's not going to work there. Excuse me. Greater equal to, less than equal to. Perfect. So I hit continue, and then I hit OK. And my results window pops up. I'll go back to my data window, and here is the filter variable, and you can see that I have some data. I don't recommend that you use such a low age, but you could if you really had to. It's unlikely that anyone will finish grad school by the time they're 22. So the next step I suggested was to do an analysis, and I'm going to do the chart first. So I'm going to use first I'll start with a scatter plot, and I'll bring that up here. And I will use age. No, I will use ed level, that variable that I created with these 6 levels. I'll use ed level as my x-axis, and I will use total personal income as my y-axis. And I want value. So there's going to be my scatter plot. So let's see what that looks like. Well, some people did get into grad school by the time they're 22. Good times. So there is my scatter plot, and that is definitely something that I could use. One of the things that SPSS is not great about is plotting lots and lots of points in a vertical thing. It's kind of hard to see what this distribution is. So let's try with the line plot. So I'll do, once again, a graphs, chart builder. We'll do a line plot this time. And so kept the x-axis, that's handy. We'll use total personal income here on the y-axis. We want the mean, and then of course error bars, and of course standard error, one up, one down. And there's, see, this is a cartoon, this is not what the data is actually going to look like. So I hit OK. And there is my graph. So for 18 through 22-year-olds, it looks like skipping school is the best plan. And actually, this makes sense, right? So this is a non-typical group. Most people in this age range are still undergoing education. So if you've completely dropped out of school, you've actually got some work experience. And so it makes sense that these people are actually making the most. And then this is just a mess with this error bar here. And then if you're in grad school, if you're 22 and you're past your bachelor's, you're in grad school, and so you aren't making anything. So this is not a surprising result, but it's, again, one of the reasons why I would not pick this age range if I were you. So you can see the lines here make it a little easier to see what the overall trend is. And And that's also kind of what you're getting here, right? There's a couple people down here, a couple people up here. There's a big spread here, and then it's sort of hard to see from the scatter, but if you squint, you can see there's more overlap here. So that's not shocking. So we will once again go up to the menu here. Now we're going to analyze. And as I'm sure you've already figured out, this is a regression lab. So we're going to do a linear regression. Yours may look like this or a little bit different. Highest educational attainment can go as an independent, even though it's got this ordered thing. I did that on purpose. And then total personal income goes in the dependent. And you don't have to do anything with any of these. Well, let me just do reset just to make sure I don't have any settings from last time I did this. So that should be, I hit reset, so that should be what you get starting out fresh. So education here, income here. And we're looking at the pictures, we're expecting that this is going to be either a significant negative regression or a non-significant negative regression. We'll see. Okay. All right. So here is the measure of significance, and it's 0.718, so it's not significant. So in this range of 18 to 22-year-olds, there's no relationship between education and income. So if we look around here, we can see that the constant here, the average income we expect from someone with no education, that's the intercept, it's about 21,000. And that is significantly different from zero. And that makes sense, right? This is nowhere near zero up here. So that's great. And then if we look at here at the slope, it is negative. We saw this downward trend here, but it's not significantly different from zero because almost all the data is in here in these three things, right? And those are all about tide. And then these look, so that's one thing that the line plot doesn't capture well, is you can't see how much data there is in each group. And so these look like they are just as important as these, but these here, where all this stuff is, are really driving the trend. So scatter plots and line plots have advantages and disadvantages. This is why I suggest looking at both of them. So I got a non-significant result. So when I'm doing my report, then I will probably include this as my graph because it's non-significant. And this kind of captures that non-significant pattern, whereas this one makes it look like it's significant. And so then my report would have something like, if I'm going to talk about the results here, I'll do a new document. That's what I forgot to do for y'all. I'll make that a little smaller so you can fit it. So I would say there was no significant relationship between a person's education or stage and their total income. And then we say T, and then I do an under a subscript. And then what is my degrees of freedom? It's going to be 392. Sample size is not 393, right? It's going to be this minus 1. Yeah, it's going to be 392. So T 392. And then we turn off subscript equals minus 0.36 minus 0.36. P equals 0.718. And then I don't actually have to report, so then we say the slope was, no, actually we'll do it. Actually, we'll put it in here. Slope plus standard error equals minus 417.28 $0.28 per stage. plus 1,156.5 per stage. There we go. That's what I would report it. So, and then you'd fill in the rest of the stuff from the instructions. Okay, so that's how you do an SPSS. Now, if you're doing an Excel, you have the stay at school thing that you've downloaded from Excel. And you see there's a couple extra columns here because I've shown both the numbers and the labels for the IPUMS education level and for my educational stage. And I gave them slightly different names. But we still are fundamentally going to be looking at the relationship between this education stage and this total personal income. So I'm going to filter my data. So go to here, data, filter, and then I'm going to do a number filter between, and then where we said 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Okay, and yep, and then we're going to go to our example of regression lab here. We'll make a copy of this sheet, move for copy, and we'll move it to, we'll create a copy. We're going to move it to stay in school kids. Okay, here we are. So let me go back to data here, and we're going to get our educational stage, copy that, and go here, paste that, and then we're going to go to our total personal income, copy that, paste that there, and we're going to change, so look at that, same kind of result here. No, and then we say in the, what did I say before? So, why is the P so low? Whoops, wrong file. Oh, it's all good. All right, so I'll put it here. Copy that. Paste it in here. There we go. Units, dollars per stage. We looked on that. There was no significant. Oh, well, it needs a little work, but it's basically the same number, see? And this is a two-tailed P here. No, it's a one-tailed P. There we go. So that's exactly the same numbers we got from SPSS. And then, of course, we need to select our data here. And we'll just drag that down. Take a while, but not too long. Scroll up here. And there's our results. Looks, oh, and we change this to educational stage. I don't know why that's there. And total personal income. Boom. Sweet. And so again, that's what we throw in there. I hope this helps. I look forward to reading your reports. Try not to just pick like 22 through 27 for your ages.